Hi there, thanks for joining us. I'm in the orchard this morning because I'm going to pick some kumquats and make some kumquat marmalade. One of my little grandsons, Ben, likes marmalade, so I told him I'd make him some kumquat marmalade. So hopefully that works out. So I'm going to pick all those. They're actually starting to blossom again, so some of them are starting to get a bit dry. It's time to pick them. So it's been a lovely week on the farm, doing lots of bits and pieces. I'll pop up the video that I took previously a couple of weeks ago when we started doing the little entertaining area around the fire pit. So we've nearly finished that. We've just planted some grass, so I'll pop that up. There's a little bit of gardening stuff, what we're planting at the moment, and I'll show you what's happening in the orchard. We've got some lovely cherries that are growing. I don't know if you can see, probably not as many as I'd hoped. Last year we got some lovely cherries, and I thought this year if I gave the tree a little bit more love we might get some more. There's a few, but not as many as I'd hope. But the exciting thing is our apricot tree. I'll show you that. So this is our beautiful apricot tree, and last year we got 2 shriveled up apricots when it was in blossom. It poured with rain and they just didn't get fertilised. But as you can see, there is lots of apricots in there. So hopefully we get a few apricots. Look at that one there, looking lovely. So there's beautiful apricots, lots of peaches. Let's go down to the peach tree. Lots of peaches. So I'm going to have to start thinning, and the nectarine tree's got stacks on it as well, which I'm going to start to thin it better than I did last year. We didn't get very good nectarines, and I think it was just it overproduced and I didn't thin it enough, so we'll do that. And we've started to get some little pears too, so you can see the little pears starting to grow. It's always exciting springtime in the orchard of what's going to grow. And we've got figs happening too. We've got our first flush of figs. We've had a wallaby in my strawberry patch, which is very annoying. Look at little chick there is growing up, and I thought oh, for sure it's a rooster, but I still think it's a rooster. I was hoping it was going to be a hen. It's tricky when you only get one and you haven't got the other ones to see what it looks like compared to the others. My beautiful copper. She lays the dark brown eggs. Oh yes. Hello, Ellen. Sylvia. Everybody is very happy today. All right, I'll pop up what we've been doing this week. So Ronnie has started, and we've got Steve and Annie here for the weekend, started working on the little paving area beside the native garden and the fire pit. So we've got some pavers from our friend, and they're a bit of a mix, an eclectic bunch, and they were free. So we're going to do a bit of a patchwork, just a sort of a big square, they're enough to put the table and pull a chair out. And in the summer it'll have lovely shade there at lunchtime. So the boys are flattening the area, and then they'll start a little bit of patchwork. So we've laid the pavers out, the boys have, and now they're starting to lay them. Bit of a mix, higgledy-piggledy patchwork, no rhyme nor reason. Just going to put them down. So this is the little entertaining / fire pit / sitting around enjoying the view spot that we've nearly finished. So there's our checkerboard plate. So that's our paving that we're going to sit on. Once we get the table and chairs, it'll look a little bit better. We've got some planter boxes at the back there. Whoa! And Robert's just put some topsoil down, and we're just planting some grass seeds and hope that the ducks don't eat it all. No. We got a little bit of rain last night, which was great, so hopefully that'll grow and it'll look fab. So we're looking forward to sitting here. Our biggest concern is moving the table and chairs down here. we get those big winds, how are we going to stop the table not blowing away? Got any suggestions? Sandbags? We may have to bolt it somehow because, man, we get some big winds. But we're pretty happy how it's looking compared to what it looked like a year ago. So what's going in the garden this week? Spring, it is the 9th of October. This time last year we had a frost on the 10th of October. It was our last frost. In the forecast for the weather this week there's no frost, so I'm risking it. I planted in my raised garden bed, which is really messy, a zucchini. Oh, can't see that. Let me go around here. A tomato, 2 tomatoes actually. They're Siberians, which means they can tolerate the cold a little bit more, I hope. So we'll see how that goes. And the other thing that I've been growing in little trays, which is down here, is some more snap peas, which we love. So I've had some compost in this area in preparation for these little snap peas. It may be getting too hot for them, but there's a little bit of shade from the lettuce and the beetroot there, so I'm hoping that they will grow. We do have issues with snails and slugs. I've said that before. I don't like to put down the bait, and especially in the garden now with the ducks, but in the raised garden beds they won't get into that. So whether I put some of that down, we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. If they're eaten, I'll have a couple in backup. And then there's some more zucchini I'll show you. A couple more zucchinis there. You can see their beans have got their cover off today because it's nice and warm. Last year I had quite a few zucchinis and I had such an abundance I made a zucchini relish. And everybody loved it. Well, everybody I gave it to loved it. So this year I'm going to try and make some more of that. And generally when you plant zucchini, you do get a lot of zucchinis. But this year we'll also have pigs, so abundance of food will not go astray. I'm going to plant some more tomatoes too. I think in a previous video I talked about these peas that I planted. They're actually shelling peas, and I planted them there really as a cover crop. I tried to grow some peas on my tomato trellis here, some shelling peas, but they didn't really survive. These ones I just planted in the back row, just left them, have done nothing to them at all. And we got a whole stack of them the other day, and now we've got more. I'm just picking them before they completely die off. But we've had actually a good couple of feeds from them. So sometimes the less love you give them, the more they grow. The other thing I'm going to plant today is some pumpkins. So I've taken the little hothouse off the beans and I'm going to put them on here at night to protect mainly possibly from the rabbits and the roos, but also just to keep it a little bit warm. So I've got lots of pumpkins growing, so I'm just going to do it. They might take a little while, but yeah, so I'm putting them in the back of the cover crop. That's the cover crop that we sliced. That's for the corn. And this is for pumpkins, zucchinis and watermelons. So let's do it. First pumpkins in for the season. I've got 2 sugar babies and 2 Kents. So I've just opened the little hatch so it doesn't get too hot during the day, and then I'll close it up at night. And then yeah, I've got a zucchini over there and a marigold. I just need to go get some more dirt for that. So we'll see how they survive. So what I've done is made this makeshift little cover around the zucchini, but or else the ducks are just going to walk over it and probably dig it out. So just to protect it until it gets a bit bigger. So it's just a bit of frost cover that I had lying around and some little bamboo stakes and tied on with pegs. Will it survive a big wind? Probably not, so we'll have to keep an eye on. I might have to change it up to something a little bit more durable, but that's what I'm doing today.
This is Spelzer after she's been in a bale of silage that didn't work which we've been hanging on to for a while, and I opened it up the other day and it hadn't really turned. I think it was baled far too dry and the moisture content was too low for it to turn to silage, but I put it in the paddock anyway, and the cows and the sheep can have a pick at it. And the most they were doing was just bashing into it and using it as a rubbing post. So I tipped a bucket of molasses over the top, and the girls just think it's Christmas. It's spring rain, all covered in grass. Symbol think it's a big lollipop. The sheep haven't had a go at it yet. I think the cows just chase them off, but even Uziri's having a go. But Panda's eating it, which is good because she needs something. She's lost a bit of condition with the milking as well. But they'll be going into the home paddock, which you can see off in the distance is quite green, and some of the grass in there is getting up to around about 5 inches long. So I'm going to put them in the pig pen for an hour or two in the next day or so, just to condition their gut for having some green feed. But in the meantime, they can play with this big bale. They'll be licking each other for days. Won't you, spring rain?
So this silage that the animals don't think too highly of, they have a nibble, is going to become my mulch. So I'm just collecting bits of it, bringing it here, and now it's going to go in my cover crop. I'm hoping to plant my corn some stage this week, and so I'll get this on the cover crop and that'll just keep it moist. Hopefully we're going to have some rain today, so cross fingers.
This is the chicken caravan area, and the girls are doing their magic in this area. This is a really bad tussocky area. I'm not sure what those things are, but Tania's been digging them out by hand, and she's been doing a great job because nothing eats them. They're just a rubbish sort of tussock. It sort of shows compaction, and for the last 3 years this area here has been very wet because they've had lots of rainfall, and sort of a bog area. It's very heavy black granite clay soil, so that'll repair itself over time. But I love my chicken caravan. It's such a groovy machine. I'll just get over the fence and give these girls a feed out. I get a bucket of grain in the morning, and we ferment this grain, and they really enjoy that, and it's good for their gut. But I've got a couple of they're pinching eggs. I've got a couple of broody hens, which I'm going to bring down some spray paint or some stock marking paint and give them a spray, and just so I can know which one is which, because they're taking up space in the nesting box. And then I've got girls that want to lay coming along and they can't fit in, so I'll have to push some of them out. Look at them with their heads sticking through, trying to pinch eggs. And I've got one of them in there that's actually breaking the eggs and eating them. So I've got to work out which one that is and put her in the sin bin in the naughty chook yard for a week or so. See if we can break that habit.
We're just doing a chook transfer. Getting a couple of the chooks that were in the orchard and moving them. But yes, the sheep and cows are always very excited and inquisitive. Look, Spring following Robert. So we brought the ones back that were in broody confinement, and these are 2 pullets that we've grown that were Miss Speckles, and we're just bringing them into the caravan because we've got room. The caravan takes 30 chooks, and it's good to have a good number there and take a little bit of pressure off the auction. Out you come. But we've spray painted their legs so that we know who's who. And the ones with pink on their backs are the ones we put in broody confinement. And I think there are a couple more sitting there that we need to get out.
We had a bit of a gate failure up at the front here, and we had that 38 mil of rain the other day, and as a result this left hand side gate started to lean, and I came down and put a jack underneath there and propped it up and found that the post was actually leaning a wee bit, so the ground moisture and the weight of the gate pulled the gate over a wee bit. So I've dug down and put 4 Rio rods into the post and put about 4.5 bags of concrete in there. So I'll just let that set now, and that should solve the problem. I haven't had to do it on this side, but there's a lot of fill that went in here, if you remember when we pulled out the cattle grate, which I think was a bit further up from memory. But yeah, there was a lot of fill on one of these sides, so I've just strengthened it up, and hopefully that solves the problem. And hopefully no one wants to come in today, because that'll be out of bounds for the rest of the day until the concrete sets. So hopefully that does the trick, and if the other side does it, I'll have to do that one as well. But that one's holding nice and firm. Those posts are in about 700, so they're pretty deep down, and they're big solid posts, but with the moisture in the ground it just pulled it over.
We have welcomed a new addition to the farm on Wednesdays. Today's Friday. So Mama Hen, Plymouth Rock Cross, Charlene or Darlene, had been sitting on eggs in the coop, and we moved her in here, and a lot of the eggs we didn't think were viable. We left a few, and looks what's hatched. Cute little blackie. Cute. I did put 5 more eggs from the Australorp pen nearly 2 weeks ago. They've got a little dot on them, so I know who's who. So we'll see. She is spending more time off the eggs than on the eggs now, so they may not be viable. But it's a cute little one. So whether or not it'll have colours like her, or whether it comes from one of our Australorps, because I did put different eggs under her. I just love how they teach them. I think she's spending more time with this chick off the eggs than on now, so. I've started incubating again. So when I was in Melbourne, I caught up with a lady that I met via social media who had Araucana fertilised eggs for sale. So I grabbed a dozen of those, and then she gave me a couple, 1 cream leg bar and 1 cream leg bar cross, and then we've put some of ours that were in the orchard, and I hope they're Australorp eggs. Sometimes it's hard to tell. So we are now on day 16. Countdown the other way. So we started at 21, now we're at 16. Got to get down to 0, and hopefully, cross fingers, we'll get some baby Araucanas, and hopefully out of those there'll be some hens. Look at these 2 baby lambs enjoying our cover crop. Oh, you 2. Look at that. Not respecting the fence at all. We'll end this video here. We're about to put the animals in the pig pen for an afternoon treat. We're heading on a little holiday for the next week and a half, so we won't have a video for a couple of weeks. So I hope you enjoy how excited all the animals are going to be to have some green grass. I did tell them yesterday, so I think they're... Hello, Symbol. Look what Robert's got. Yeah. It's a stampede. Look at that. Green grass. Only a couple of hours they'll get to stay in here. Look, the cows are stuck at the gate. They don't want to move any further. Where's baby Uzuri? Where is she, George? She's at the back. They don't want to move.
No.
Even Uzuri thinks it's great. She's munching lots of grass now. Afternoon snack time. Delicious. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, we'll see you back on the farm.